Hi guys, how are you? Happy Saturday. I'm grateful to be sitting down with you and making another video. Um, just hoping that I'm doing God's will and I'm not doing this out of thinking that it's something that needs to be done, responsibility, do, and ideally, um, that God through me is making a difference. And I think I continue on with it because that it's not about me. I'm grateful because yes, I do get something from it in regards to spending time in the Lord. And I believe that we are spending time together in the Lord. But I just want to make sure that I'm giving back and being of service and and but for the grace of God, I hope so, and I believe in that, and that's why I continue to do so. So I've lifted this video up, and I'm praying for all of us in the Lord, and I hope that if you're watching this video, or if you share this video, that you find hope in Him and that we're able to connect in Him and find a little bit of what we need. And I know for myself, it's been a busy week. The getting up early 4 days a week at 4:30 and going to the gym for 2 hours. It's difficult for me. The first half hour before I go to the gym is really difficult. The thoughts and the feelings are really intense. But once I'm there and afterwards, I feel great. I feel amazing. I validated in who I am. But this week has been, I don't know if that's, as a result, that's added to my tiredness. And then the thoughts and the emotions. It just feels like it's been a very draining week, but God's blessed me with a lot of support and being able to talk about that. And very grateful for the women in my life and us sharing and coming into fellowship in the Lord. And I pray for that blessing. I pray for that theme in my life. And I genuinely pray that for each and every one of us, because it's God works through people. God is in us and through us, and He wants that for us. And I genuinely pray for that for all of us. And I will just, I said I'd follow up with regards to getting outside. And yes, I went for a run last weekend and it wasn't planned. So that was amazing. And went swimming for the first time in the lake, which was such a blessing. I love swimming. And I pray, kind of like what I say every year, that I hope that this is the year that I swim the most. So why can't this be this summer? So in Jesus' name I pray and I give thanks. Um, and hoping this weekend I'm being a bit more chill because of how drained I've been this week. And I'm grateful that I'm able to do that this weekend. And tomorrow being Father's Day, spending the day with my dad, Doug, and very, very grateful for that. And knowing that we're going to spend time outside and being like, see, that's God working. I don't have to control it all, figure it all out. Let God lead. And He's showing me like, I want this because He wants this for me. And if I 1 minute, 1 moment at a time, am able to step back and let go and let God and trust in Him, and that it doesn't have to be how I think it's supposed to be, but let Him show me how He wants it for me and how it can be. That brings me peace and it brings me joy, and it also brings me strength in my faith, because it's not just me, myself, and I working all this stuff out. God is working it out, and he's doing a great job. So I'm very grateful to him. Thank you. And then just lastly, with regards to getting the support from my loved ones and spending time with the women in my life. Also, a theme that comes up for all of us is longing. Him and us, there's so much that we want to do and accomplish and be, and discernment is very important. Spiritual discernment with regards to how much of that is of the world or of the past, or where is that coming from, what are the motives, and how much of it is of the Lord and who he is in us and his will for us. And having a balance. That balance is very difficult, and that's why I also, and so important that we all talk and connect, so that we're not all in our minds and in the thoughts, and not having it bounce off somebody else and getting somebody else's perspective and God's truth, and what are the biblical truths in regards to, ideally, in our relationship with the Lord and connecting, trusting that those wants and those desires and dreams, they're of him. So of course he wants those for us, and that's what we're working towards together. But also the fruits of the Spirit, so being patient and having peace one moment, one day at a time, being kind to ourselves and gentle with ourselves, and who is it about? What is it about? The Lord. So making sure that my attention and my focus is on him and what has been done, what is being done. Gratitude, the attitude of gratitude is extremely important for the things that have already been worked through and accomplished, and the blessings that I experience and have been gifted. Very, very important to keep that in mind and discuss that and bring that to our awareness and our consciousness, and focusing on that instead of the intensity of the longing of what we want for ourselves. So if you relate to any of that, you're not alone. I got a feeling this week that that's where a lot of us, I just felt energy from different people, that's what we're experiencing. So we're in this together. You've got support, and we're moving forward together. And but for the grace of God, I had a girlfriend who was telling me the things that she wanted, and she was accomplishing, and God was providing for her. And with another girlfriend, and in different areas of their lives. So God is working, and he is good. And let's just keep experiencing his amazingness, his greatness, his goodness together. In Jesus' name I pray and give thanks and lots of love. So let's read our daily meditation, the word for you today, from UCB, and let's see what God has to say, what God has to say to us, and experience him. Let's experience him together and absolutely be better for it. Our lives and our salvation, and inside and out. So in Jesus' name I pray. So today, June 14th, Saturday, June 14th, it says, put God between yourself and the foe. There is none like you to help. 2 Chronicles chapter 14, verse 11. Faced with an enemy he couldn't conquer on his own, King Asa prayed, Lord, there is no one like you to help the powerless against the mighty. Help us. We rely on you. And in your name, we have come against this vast army. Lord, you are our God. Do not let mere mortals prevail against you. The Lord struck down the Cushites before Asa and Judah. And that's verses 11 to 12. F.B. Meyer wrote, "Remind God of his entire responsibility. There is none like thee to help." The odds against Asa were enormous. There were 1,000,000 men in arms, beside 300 chariots. It seemed impossible to hold his own against that vast multitude. There were no allies who would come to his help. His only hope, therefore, was in God. There was none beside to help. It may be that your difficulties have been allowed to come to so alarming a pitch that you may be compelled to renounce all creature aid, to which in lesser trials you have had recourse, and cast yourself back on your almighty friend. Put God between yourself and the foe. To Asa's faith, Jehovah seemed to stand between the might of Zerah and himself, as one who had no strength. Nor was he mistaken. The Ethiopians were destroyed before the Lord and before his host, as though celestial combatants flung themselves against the foe on Israel's behalf. Our God is Jehovah of hosts, who can summon unexpected reinforcements at any moment to the aid of his people. Believe that he is there between you and your difficulty, and what battles you will flee before him as clouds before the gale. So that definitely has stuff that I'm not exactly aware of, like stuff in the Bible that I don't know if I've read before, and the battle that's taking place, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to concentrate on what came to mind for me, what stirred in my heart, and what I believe the Lord is talking to me about. And there is a battle that has been going on in my mind, the enemy's attacks. It's a lifelong theme, and they are extremely intense and severe and cause a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. And I believe this is the Lord speaking to me and saying, like, the Lord is my refuge. He is where I am going to be protected and taken care of and defended against, and ultimately be my conqueror. And because Jesus has already overcome the enemy and temptation and sin and this world, and he is what I need. So to move through the difficulties that I am experiencing and to overcome them, because I will keep that faith, I will keep that hope, I have made that commitment. I turn to the Lord in prayer, in scripture, and in praise. My morning prayer, I've incorporated more scripture against the enemy's attacks, and I've reached out to my loved ones and asked for prayer, because it is a battle. There are battles that are going on. The war has been won. Jesus has already won the war, but we are fighting battles. And I know what I need to do and who I need to turn to, and that is what I choose. And I pray for that for all of you. First and foremost, the most important thing, the answer, the solution is Jesus. And through him, our prayer and our worship and our praise and scripture that is living and active, we will overcome our difficulties together. So I pray for this for all of us in the Lord, trusting in him, absolutely trusting in him and giving thanks. In Jesus' name I pray. I love you all so very, very much. And I hope that you continue to have a blessed day and enjoy your weekend. And I will see you next week. Lots of love. Bye, guys.